Yo, my name is Jabari Banks, and you're checking out my boy, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star. Tonight, we've got our boy, Jabari Banks, with us. What's going on, Jabari? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's a pleasure to talk with you.
Absolutely. I mean, we got a chance to meet at the New Edition concert last year, and I was like, I gotta track you down, do an interview. Now it's happening.
And now we're here. Come on.
Now we're here. So congratulations on this project, Bel-Air, second season. It is out now. Let's just, talk about this season a little bit because, we've got a little bit of time and I want to kind of touch on everything with you. This season really starts in like very intense. Like they're preparing for this season with all the build-up anticipation for it, and then coming off the first season. How did you really prepare to, really showcase more of yourself to the world? Because people are seeing yourself a lot. They're seeing the ladies' man. They're seeing the funniness. We're seeing everything
right
in you in this role.
Right. I really, there's a lot of expectations for season 2, right? Like when you do anything twice, that 2P, there's a lot of expectations for that sophomore year. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I wanted to throw those out the window, and I wanted to approach this season in the most authentic way possible, in the same organic way that I approached the first season. Because there was a different pressure and a different expectations for the first season, but for the second season, I wanted to just tell this story in a way that heightens it. You know what I mean? In a way that heightens it, and I wanted to heighten my performance, keep my tools sharp, and I feel like we pulled that off this season for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like with this season, I mean, even the first season, we were able to see a lot of authentic feelingness from you, very similar to Will. I'm from Delaware. So I'm like, we literally
okay. Got you.
Yes, I love that. And what was even interesting as I was just doing my research on you went to the University of the Arts,
yes,
musical theater, and you've also released music and stuff like that. So what kind of came first, the love of theater, or was it just the love of music? What was it first for you?
The love of music, for sure. The love of music. I've been writing and making music for a long time. I just haven't necessarily put anything out yet because I want it to be right when I get it out. But it's coming soon, like very soon, like sooner than you think. But and so the music was my first child, right? And then later on in life, I kind of discovered theater. And I feel like theater is like I look at them as my children. Right. And sometimes the youngest child needs the most attention. And acting has been a joy to do for the past couple of years that I've done it. And it has gotten me thus far. So, I'm the youngest child, So yeah.
I'm the youngest when it comes to my mom, middle when it comes to my dad. So I totally understand what you mean.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So now, when it came to music, what genre was it? What artist was it for you growing up in Philly? Because you kind of might have been born when Power 99 was really like jumping, not like it is now. Like it is total difference. But what were some of those artists, growing up that you listened to, being from Philly?
I mean, for real, like it was past that. My parents are very old. I'm an old soul, so I love Motown. Like, you know what I mean? Like for real. Michael Jackson was that artist for me that like allowed me to like really, for the love of music. I love Music Soul Child, if we want to name some Philly names, like, you know what I mean? Music Soul Child, Jill Scott, right? Like, I think like those names right there, like they kind of like helped me craft my sound in the R&B realm. As far as hip hop, I mean, like, man, I would have to say Meek, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Meek fan at the end of the day, but yeah.
We got to definitely give it to our boy Meek. So with the music that you're getting ready to put out, would you say it's more so R&B, is it hip hop? Because I know you rap and you sing and you dance. I know we saw some play moves and you was trying to pop lock and everything in the season.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like a mixture of R&B and hip hop for sure. A good mixture, yeah.
Nice. And then another thing I noticed is like your style and in your character style, Will, is very similar.
Yeah.
So you're getting actually also preparing to do like a clothing line as well.
As far as like style. Got you. Yeah. I'm for sure. Me and Will, my style, Jabari style is evolving in a different way. Like right now, I got on white socks and loafers. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a different guy right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got my tie on. Like, this is me right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, our styles are very similar for sure. But I love fashion, and I would love to drop a clothing line. I haven't worked on it. I'm laying one brick at a time, but that's coming soon. That's
Right.
coming. Yeah.
And it's good that you're laying one brick at a time and you're allowing this huge opportunity, especially to be like your first major role and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
how does your family feel like your siblings when like they're seeing the episodes? I know you guys have a group message among your siblings where they're
We
like,
do, yeah.
no spoilers. We ain't going for all of that.
Right,
But
yeah.
the whole family dynamic.
I mean, really, they were just as much as in shock as I was. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, what? Jabari's gonna play who? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so like that was a huge moment for them. And it was a huge moment for me, like to see all the fruits of their labor pay off, you know what I mean? And like to really call my mom and like just see her screaming and crying, like, whoa, like because she knew I was auditioning for the role, but I didn't tell her anything else. Like I didn't say, yeah, like I'm close or something like that. And so when I called her, I was like, yeah, I got it. Like I did it. Like that was such a like a gratifying moment for me. That was such a satisfying moment to see her really like in like tears of joy, like, you know what I mean? And my dad the same way. Like, so that was an amazing feeling.
Yeah. And it was your dad that kind of told you that they were getting ready to do like the casting for the project, right?
Yeah, my dad had randomly sent me like this article, like this random article was like, yo, they're casting for Bel-Air. You should do that. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Cause I didn't know how, like, you really like, for me, like my people would send me the call. And so like, you know, that's how I knew it to work. Right. And so like, I kind of like ignored it. I was like, all right, cool. But I didn't get the call for another like 4 months after that. And then when I did, I was like, this is me.
But you had to have a feeling like this was a role that was definitely meant for you because like your family is like,
yeah.
y'all are like fans of like the Fresh Prince and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. No, this role was meant for me though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's my testimony. You know how like people say like, you know, like what's meant for you is meant for you. Like, like what's made for you is made for you. Like it's this is really it for me. Like it's you know, it's an amazing feeling. Like, you know, it's definitely predestined.
Yes, it definitely is. And what I want to even say about this season that I like is that it touches on Black culture, mental health, and stuff like that. For you, Jabari, how important is it for you to like focus on your mental health, or just just as the Black culture that we should be? Because we're young Black men, we're young people, period, out here each day facing the pandemic still, even though we might be inside or outside, wherever we are. How important is that for you?
That's so important for me, and I'm so grateful for the writers and our producers that we could touch on those topics and we can like bring those to the forefront, right? You know, like because like that's something that we don't talk about enough, especially in our community. Therapy, like, you know what I mean, just really taking the time to process the trauma that we not only have we gone through, but our ancestors, you know what I mean? And what does that do to our bodies? Like, you know what I mean? Like that stuff is all stored in us, like, and that's something that we can't ignore. And so for me, this show is like giving me the space and the time for myself to take that time to be able to just like sit with myself and like process the things that are happening to me. Cause I've been through a lot in a year. Like, you know what I mean? Like
and a lot of process too.
Yeah. And so it's a
what
lot
are
to
some of those
process.
things that you do? My bad. What's some of those things you do to like really kind of like keep you, woosah? Because like you said, it's a lot to process.
It's a lot to process. Like I journal. I journal a lot. I'll go get a massage. I do flow therapy. Where are you in LA?
Yep.
Okay, there's this place called Pause, and basically like, there's a lot of stimulation. There's always lights and cameras in front of my face or like my phone, and we're always on something, talking to somebody and being stimulated in some way, watching TV or whatever. And so I do flow therapy, and it takes away all of your senses. Basically, you're like put in this pod that's full of water and salt. You float, sound, no lights, right? So it's just you and your thoughts for an hour. And it's so satisfying for me. It was a hard thing to do when I first started because I'm so used to like being stimulated in any specific way. And so just like being alone with my thoughts definitely helps me, definitely it helps me center myself.
Yeah. I do that myself too. And I'm like, listen, it helps so much. I think that we should never be afraid to just sit in our thoughts, put the thoughts away and just zen and just like vent out loud to ourselves, even if that's what we need to do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Some people might say you crazy, but I talk to myself all the time.
Listen, I'll be having my voice recorded, okay? I'm crazy. But Jabari, man, thank you so much for being available. I'm so proud of you. Tell everybody where they can follow you on socials, just in case they already don't follow you already.
Okay, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Jabari Banks. Follow me on TikTok at Jabari Banks, and follow me on Twitter at Jabari Banks with an X, because I was getting creative.
Yeah, you did get creative.
Yeah,
and your followers on Twitter got skyrocket very fast too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm barely on Twitter. I barely tweet. Sometimes I just tweet like random quotes or whatever, but I need to get on Twitter more. But
yeah, join us.
Yeah, I got you.
We'll tweet. IG.
Yeah, tweet me.
I will.